well, when you're up before the sun even starts rising, you know we're doing something different today. So good morning everyone, it is Mitchell aka the Walker in Orlando, and today we are doing something extremely unique. Today we are heading to Blue Springs State Park. Now this is one of the Florida state parks. Now what's important about Blue Springs, this is where the manatees are at. And what's really nice is on a really cold morning like this, so like right now it is 44 degrees, there are going to be a lot of manatees because the spring is kept at a consistent 73 degrees, and so they always have a lot of manatees. So we're going to be able to go out there, check that out. It's kind of part of the things we talked about in my 2023 plans, is that we're going to be doing other things other than just theme parks. We're going to explore Central Florida a little bit more. It is currently 6:37 in the morning. I've been up since 5 a.m. We have to leave at about 7 a.m. because the park opens at 8. And usually there's always a very long line to get in. But what's really cool is they have a spotter every day to tell you how many manatees are in the springs. Yesterday there was close to 650 plus manatees. So it's gonna be really unique. So you guys make sure you do stick around for today. It's gonna be a much different video than what we do in the past. I'm actually going with my family and Kayla and everything else. So it's gonna be a very, very cool experience today. I'm excited to try it out. If you are interested to know how far away is Blue Springs Park from the Walt Disney World Resort, because I always kind of base it around that, it is about 49 miles away north past Orlando, all the way up in Deltona. And if you're looking at a map, it's about a 58-minute drive. So if it's something you really want to do, you could do that. But like I said, it's kind of for those people who are like locals and everything else. But I'm really excited for this today. Currently the dogs are pissed because I have them outside and it's freezing out here. It's like 44 degrees this morning. I'm in shorts and my feet are cold. So we just got to the Blue Spring State Park, and we're actually out here at the Blue Spring Adventure area. So this is the area where you'll come see the manatees. They have kayaks, and this is where like you post off. They have an outpost here with snacks, food, and drinks, but also a little bit of history on the Bartram at Blue Springs. So it's pretty cool. And they actually had a sign out this morning saying how many manatees are out, because they actually started counting the manatees in the springs. And there's over 700 manatees this morning. I think it was like 729 manatees this morning, and yesterday it was only 500. So, and there is bathrooms over here as well. And then it looks like there's some picnic areas as well over in this area. I see a squirrel running around. Yeah, so they have a pavilion spot. They have a little playground. You can see they've got a kayak tours and rental. Looks like there's a spot to coast. You can cast off from over here. But right now there's no kayaking or swimming, because you can actually even swim in the spring. And they, like I said, so today the spring is at 72 degrees. And it's very cold out here this morning. So right here is the St. Johns River, and it keeps going up this way. And this pathway we're actually on will take you up to the viewing area, to these springs. But there are these vultures all over the place this morning. So along the walking path, you have these little like out points where you can come out, and they actually have like fish. Ooh, looks like catfish down there. And then, yeah, the big googly eye ones. And so you can see how clear the water is right here. So you can actually see some of the manatees are starting to make their way back down the river right now. And so, like I said, the St. John River starts right there. This goes up into the springs. So you can see some of the manatees right here. There's actually some babies, like some baby ones. And you can see they're all starting to just kind of hang out in this area. try to stay in the warm water.
He literally has like a notepad. He's writing down numbers.
Oh yeah, because they've got the research people out. It looks like they're the ones who are keeping an eye on the manatees. I like the manatee research.
They're sticking their heads up.
Oh yeah, right there. So there's kind of different number of fish species in the Blue Springs, but they said more than 44 fish species are found. The one that got me was the largemouth bass, white catfish, gar. So one of the manatee observer was telling us that the two that are in the boat, in the kayak canoe going up and down the river, they're with Save the Manatee group, and all they're doing is they're just watching manatees. They count what they see, but they said the biggest thing is they're looking for any of the orphans that are in there. They said they think there are about 6 orphans, and making sure they're actually hooking up with another mom. And they said the mom doesn't really adopt them. The orphan kind of just adopts a mom, and the mom doesn't really care. And so they're looking for stuff like that, and just in general, just observing these manatees since there is so many. They said the number they get in the morning, that number they have that's like over 700, they do that early in the morning because you don't have the glare. And usually they're not traveling up and down the spring into the river because they're trying to stay warm and they're sleeping. And so, but the way they do is they have quadrants, and they have volunteers who come out and who count them, and they said that once they get to a certain number, they all combine them. And that's how they get the number for the day. I don't know if you can kind of see it very well, but they've got all the manatees kind of all piled in one little area. They look like little like sandbanks underneath the water all together, but you can see them coming up.
Breathing.
Every once in a while they come up to breathe.
Okay, wait, be quiet and maybe you can hear it breathing there.
That's just funny. That's just funny.
Did you get any of them breathing?
I think I got a couple of them. I'm trying to see if any more will come up and breathe. I really love the boardwalk through the trees. It's such a fun thing to do. Like, so the thing they said about this, that you have to be here very early in the day, because later on they will work their way out of the springs and back into the river. But so like you can't, so this time of the year you can't swim, you can't kayak, you can't, but during the summer season you can come down and do it. But like while the manatees are essentially in season, you can't get in the water with them. The only ones who are allowed in the water are the ones who are with the manatee research group. So it is $6 a vehicle, or you can, but because it is a state park, you can actually get a state park membership that my dad got, and it's $120, and it's per vehicle. And it's not per person. So this is pretty cool, is that you can actually go on to look up Blue Springs, and you can actually look at their manatee cameras, which they have an underwater camera to see like the fish and the manatees coming and going. There's one there, and I think there was one they said that we think is right over there as well. So you can see them coming and going down the river. Plus, you're in this little boardwalk area, and they said no, so it looks like you can, this is one of the areas you can get in, like one of the swimming holes you can get into. But like I said, it said no swimming while manatees are in area, plus it's like 40 degrees out, so you don't want to be in the water and then have to get out. So Blue Springs is also a campground area, but you also can rent cabins as well, but I do love, ooh.
Oh, not live.
This is their, it just talks about manatees in the Florida State Parks, but they have like Blue Springs Canteen, which I'm pretty sure is like where you can get like supplies and things like that. And then they have a gift locker, which probably has like, as it says, probably has some gifts and stuff for the Blue Springs. So when you get kind of up where the Springs State Park, like where the camp store was and everything, they have a Blue Springs trail, and it says 10-minute walk along this trail will lead you to the Blue Springs, which is where we're trying to walk to. Along the way you will pass through a mature forest community of broadleaf trees called a hammock, an Indian word meaning shady place. By staying on the boardwalk, you're helping preserve the beauty of this place for the next visit. So it just means that we have to stay on this little walkway, but it'll take us through up to the Blue Springs. So about 10-minute walk, it says. So this was a very, very nice little walking path. Like, I kind of like this a lot because of the fact that like it's like almost like they've not messed with any of the surrounding trees. You can tell a little rubbed off, but nothing like, they're not disturb the natural flow of the landscape. So here's another spot coming in where you can bring a tube, and you can even like snorkel or free dive is what it says. Ooh, there's just a lone manatee.
Oh yeah. Is he gonna breathe?
I don't know. Is he? Maybe? Yeah, it looks like kind of like a baby. Ooh.
Or maybe a teenager.
He's like, I need to go do my own thing. He's like, I'm gonna do my own thing. Yeah. He's like, I gotta go. I overslept.
Yeah. My alarm didn't go off.
So this is an erosion site, but it says climbing or jumping from bank will result in immediate ejection from the park. Pressure will never be allowed to come back, but look, you see how like the water is almost kind of like boiling almost. It's kind of like a manatee hot tub. You see there's a bunch all right there. Must be a very busy place during the night when it gets cold for them. So underneath where we're at, it actually goes all the way down to about 110 feet down, and like it boils. It's because the water comes up and like boils up. So that's why, like you see right now, like when you look over, it boils up, and like these are coming from different water sources all around, but you can see how it boils up, pushes the water up, and it's like the top of the head for the spring, where then that's why the manatees love coming up here, because it is very warm water. You can definitely tell once the sun comes up, it definitely does start getting a little bit busier, especially all the dogs, because the dogs are allowed like in the park area. It's not along like the boardwalk like there and stuff like that. So I'd love to see like what this place looks like during the summer's time, because of the fact that it would look like, to me it would seem like it would be nice and busy. But I do like all the restrooms, the picnic areas, the canteen and stuff. That's another parking lot. Like where we parked was down to the very base. We're right next to the St. John River. This is another parking spot. And my dad was saying on days that it gets really busy, they had to park all the way up here. So us parking down at the bottom near St. John River was really nice, because we like worked our way up so we could see the manatees coming and going. Can't really tell, but there is another mom and a baby right here. You can see the mom and you can see the baby just kind of following behind. It's kind of nice because you can actually see it with the sun now. And then there's some still hanging out just in the sunlight over there. So this is the Thursby house, and this is Lewis Thursby was. These guys were one of the first white settlers here at Blue Springs, and they built this house here in 1865, and now it's become like a landmark for it, because the only way they had contact to the outside world was via steamboat, and that's how they got their mail, packages, deliveries and stuff were through the steamboat that landed here up at the St. John's River. And so now it's like a historical landmark here at Blue Springs, and so you can actually go in and walk around and look. Oh, it wasn't built till 1872. Seen the rise and the fall of the steamboat and railroad, prosperity, and the crash of the citrus boom, creation of Florida's tourism. That's really cool. Ooh, it's kind of chilly in here. So here's the Thursbys, their history, a new house, and their landing. Wow. Kind of get like, it kind of shows like, hey, so what it was like. Let's see. Their kitchen. So Thursby Landing, making a living in Central Florida. Thursby built the landing in Blue Springs and became a regular stop. Sheltered patch from summer heat and winter winds. During the 1880s, 5 certain steamboats a day were running and stopped. The U.S. Mail began ride daily with Mary Ann. In 1881, a narrow gauge railroad laid from Orange City to Blue Springs. Population of Orange City was home to doctors, teachers. It's pretty interesting, actually. This is really cool. It's kind of interesting because the park does open at 8 a.m. So if you're coming for the manatees, it gets very popular. It's one of the very popular destination stuff. Like, we are coming on a day after a holiday, so it's not as busy. Unlike the last time, like my dad was saying, when they came, it was about a mile-long road to get in. And there is no swimming or stuff allowed between November and April. So come May, you may see this place get really busy, and even during July, maybe just packed all the way. So it is very cool. I've really enjoyed like coming up here and doing this. So I went to go look because you can actually rent cabins here, and I was curious how much they would cost. And so like there's no availability until like March, and I found one for March 21st, and it's only $95 a night, which isn't awful. And I'm curious like what is in these. So max vehicle, use nightly, amenities, number of single beds, there's AC, they have a grill, hot water, number of beds. Wow, that's actually a lot. There's only a bathtub only, so probably still a shower head with it. But yeah, I guess if you want to rent a cabin, it's almost impossible. Like I said, I had to look almost 2 months down the road to find any cabins available, but they do have like RV and tent spots available as well. But a lot of these also are handicap accessible, so that's really nice to see that as well. But you can see it's very open space, like I said. So like there's the Thursby house, and all of the space. So this is a really nice like land and area to kind of come down. They said I would love to see this place like during the summertime and see what kind of things they have to offer. Is he gonna come out to breathe?
Yes, I don't know, we'll see.
Wow, look how close he is.
Yeah, you're in good shape.
Oh my God.
Oop. He's like, hey, what do you got?
You're the leader.
So you can actually take this boat along St. John's River, and this is actually one of the areas. But right here, this is where the manatees will come in and out. So you can see it says Blue Springs Manatee Refuge. So this is where the manatees will go into the Blue Springs, and this is like, so you think about it, so they said 729 manatees were here this morning when they did their counts. That means 729 were all up in this area, which means that's a lot of manatees in one small area. But you can also see, I don't know if you can see it, but you can see some of the manatees are coming and going right now in and out of the springs. But you can't take anything up, like you can't take kayaks or anything up in there. So that's why they have all the buoys. But you can see they're all kind of going in and out the Blue Springs. So like I said, we came all the way to this is the very base of down by the St. John's River. And then it goes all the way up to the Blue Springs. It goes all the way up to the Boyle that we saw. And so it looks like they've got like kayak tours and things. But you can come up right here and see the manatees like coming and going, which I think is pretty cool. See, just like that, they end to leave. He's going way under the water now.
So fast.
Yeah, he's grooving.
And he's gone.
He's like, I gotta go. He was going to find some lunch. Yeah, the other one wanted to hang out and see what's going on. But yeah, like they just come in and out through here. So we are gonna go and call it a trip from the Blue Springs State Park. I really have to say, guys, this was a lot of fun. This was something different and unique because of the fact that like it's almost like based on the season is that's what you kind of get. So like right now it's the cold season, so you don't have like the general like swimming, camping, all that stuff. But as you get into like March, April, and May, into the summertime, you'll see this place get more popular with people wanting to swim in the springs, to paddleboard, to tube, and all that stuff. It's a lot of fun. Plus, it's just a nice thing to come out early in the morning and see all the manatees. The fact that there were 729 of them this morning is insane to me. So, but with all that being said, as we do have to make the now hour drive back to Orlando and back to Ocoee, where we actually live, you know, make sure you guys, if you want to check it out, I'll leave a link to the park in the description below. So if you guys want to check it out for yourself, maybe come check it out on a trip. It's a good just morning thing. Like it's only 10 o'clock. We got here about 8:15. Well, it's been about 2 hours walking around, so it's really nice leisurely thing you can do. Just kind of relax and get away from it all. So with all that being said, if you do head on out from Blue Springs Park, we will see y'all next time.